Hello everyone and welcome to this webinar. We will explain AGEC law in France. We will have 95 slides. Please be patient as and you will be expert in the topic. Compliant Market is a Munich-based company with a focus on using software and artificial intelligence technology to solve product compliance and sustainability problems which faces manufacturers and suppliers worldwide. The AGEC law, it is a abbreviation of a big name called Decree number 2022-748 of 29th of April 2022 on consumer information. What is it? Is known as anti-waste for a circular economy law in English. It is a set of rules made by the French government to help us move towards a circular economy and its goals to reduce waste, get rid of disposable plastic, and to tell people more information about your products. The French government wants companies and shops to think differently about what they make and how they sell things, and to help consumers to understand better what they are buying and to compare different products. It aims to enhance transparency regarding products that generate waste and to foster the circular economy. Its scope. We offer you here, as you can see, 3 segments. So that's the first one. If you do business, B2C business above 50 million euro and you sell number of units above 25,000. If not, so you go to, we check second segment, which will have a deadline end of this year. So, and 20 million and 10,000 pieces. And the last segment is 10 million sales and in terms of money and 10,000 pieces. If you are below, so you are lucky. Which products are covered? We speak here about new products intended for consumers. So consumers is any natural person who act for purposes that don't fall within the scope of commercial, industrial, craft or agriculture activities. And obligations doesn't apply to each component of a product, but to a product as a whole. Products that are covered, we have here first, household packaging and papers. Second, professional packaging. Third, building products. I see some words are explaining themselves easily, so I'm not speaking more about that. You get slides at the end. Just because we have 95 slides and I don't want to take too much time. I will stress only on important pieces. So, electronics as well, batteries and accumulators, hazardous chemical products, medicines and medical devices, furniture and textiles, textile clothing, toys, sporting and leisure articles, different purpose products and garden items, vehicles, tires, oils, boats, tobacco products, chewing gum, sanitary textiles, fishing gear, technical aids, placement of the product sheet. That's what we want to do, and we need to make something called a product sheet, and this product sheet should be available online. That's a responsibility of the producer or importer, who the one who is placing the product in the market. Sellers and distributors are not required. However, it could be a best practice that they make that online available. But main responsibility is for um, producers and importers or other entity that introduce the product to the market, places the product in the market for first time. Um, we continue. So we need to create a product sheet. We speak about flexible format. So legislations refrains from prescribing a uniform format of the product sheet. So you can make a flexible format, but we need to meet some conditions like freely accessible at the point of sale. So we speak here about accessibility over visibility, and to make some, you can make it accessible by different tools, but to make something accessible and you go to internet website to get more information, I think that's the best way to do that is a QR code. That's the most practical way, and you need to keep that available 2 years after the last unit of the product has been put on the market. You can also provide voluntary physical information as long as they meet the law. Now, what to put in this product sheet? First thing, consumer information on repairability and durability. That's something. Now repairability, but we will have durability also soon. We have a current regulations for repairability, but here we speak about making that available in a product sheet. To inform the customer at the point of purchase about repairability index. If you don't know how to calculate the repairability index, we will make a webinar soon about that. Durability index, that will start from January 2024, and that's speaking about durability of the product, and you have to provide that to as a product sheet as well, and that's you have a few weeks to do that. We are preparing a webinar soon also to teach you how to calculate the durability index. Consumer information on combustibility includes the types and the categories of packaging. So you can provide information combustible packaging, but only for plastic products and packaging that can only be composted in industrial. Plastic products and packaging that can only be combusted in industrial facilities cannot be labeled as combustible. So if you have products that can only be combusted in industrial facilities, so you cannot label it as a combustible. And combustible plastic products and packaging suitable for combusting at home or in industry must carry the label "Don't litter in nature." That's something you need to consider. Rules for sorting bio waste. That's information about sorting bio-waste. People or businesses with a lot of bio-waste must sort it out of from other trash in order to allow recyclability of the bio-waste in a proper way. And for cooking oil, special case, need to sort it to create new materials or creating energy. If it is in containers, it will be like other bio-waste. Non-combustible containers, if the containers cannot be combusted, don't help make methane or cannot break down naturally, you have to take the bio-waste out of them. Third piece of information, incorporation of recycled materials. Consumer information on the incorporation of recycled materials for special categories. Those numbers are the category of the product. If you remember the few slides I showed you just a few minutes ago about products under scope, so to understand that those numbers are referring to those product categories. So instead of just writing the product category again each time, so that's the number of it. And you are going to provide information product containing at least a percent, for example, 10% recycled materials. Number 4, renewable resources for construction products. This is about information on whether construction products use things that come from nature and can be replaced. And those information are related to environmental declaration that's coming from it. That's something for construction industry should be aware of it. If you are not aware of it, so let me give you an idea about what is environmental declaration for construction materials. You need to provide value of each stage of the life cycle as well for the entire life cycle of indicators, describing environmental impacts, resource use, categories of waste, outgoing flows. Number 2, value of indicators mentioned in point 1. For each sub-stage of the use stage, and you exclude the energy and water needs for the building's operating phase, maintenance, repair, replacement, and energy during the use stage. Number 3, for this environmental declaration, information regarding materials from renewable resources incorporated, translated to an indicator of carbon storage from the atmosphere and expressed through an indicator of the quantity of carbon from atmosphere stored in the construction or decoration product. Renewable resources come from plant or animal species with their own reproduction capacity, and their exploitation does not exceed their natural renewal capacity. In case of an environmental declaration based on collective environmental declaration for construction, or similar products from multiple declarants, the range of variation. And number 5, the function unit or declared unit of the construction. And number 6, the reference lifespan of the construction decoration. A description of the construction decoration or equipment. Mass of the main product, packaging mass, complementary product mass. I understand that many of you cannot understand this part because it is very relevant to construction industry only. So, however, I assume that people from construction industry can understand that. If that's not the case, please get in touch. I don't want to go deeper about this part because it is a side point of the main law, which is AGEC law. Number 8, the product scope of application for construction, decoration, equipment, and also the following information about construction, decoration, family description, commercial designation, name or designation of the clearance, date of environmental declaration, verification certificate, and contact details. That's declarant information website, the use of materials from renewable resources incorporated into products, and values of indicators related to benefits and burdens associated with end-of-life recovery. That's for the environmental declaration, how to calculate each point. There is also an order from the minister responsible for construction, and it should be updated at least every 5 years. So that was number 4. Number 5, about possibility of reuse or for packaging. If the packaging can be used again, it should say reusable packaging or refillable packaging. The required declaration is either reusable packaging or refillable packaging. Furthermore, there is an option to voluntarily present supplementary information on the product or within the product sheet as long as it avoids causing confusion to consumers. Reusable packaging means we can use it more than once, and that's good because it makes less waste. This rule is for all kinds of packaging. It helps us to choose things that we can use again instead of just throwing them away. It is not allowed to label a product or packaging with the terms like biodegradable, environmental friendly. Regarding packaging, need how to different definitions of packaging. I will go quickly through it, but it was mentioned in the law. And that's an article when an article considered as a packaging. These articles designed to be filled at the point of sale and single-use articles sold as long as they play a packaging role. The component packaging and auxiliary elements integrated into a packaging are considered to be parts of the packaging as well. There are 3 types. We have primary packaging, secondary packaging or grouped packaging, and transport packaging or tertiary packaging. We also need to understand packaging waste and composite packaging, which is composed of 2 or more layers of different materials which cannot be separated by hand. Household packaging, mixed food packaging, catering packaging, and professional producer of the packaging, and also professional with a catering activity. They have their own packaging, so we need to differentiate different rules. There are another classification. It is beverage containers, plastic caps, and lids. Something we need to consider, if you don't know that we have a Triman logo, there is an update, so you have to keep in mind. And so there is a new update. You have to add explanation to next to the logo. I will not go deeper about the Triman logo in this webinar because that's a topic in its own. Recyclability for number 5 to be included. Number 6 to be included in the product sheet is recyclability for various industries. So recyclability is that's a very important point, and I got a lot of questions about it. Recyclability is understood as being the effective recycling capacity of a waste from identical or similar products, and it is characterized by five main points here. The capacity to be efficiently collected on a territorial scale, uh, the capacity to be sorted, that's to say, directed towards recycling channels, the absence of elements or substances disturbing sorting, recycling, or limiting the use of recycled materials. By the way, there is a rule in France, I don't know if you know it, about restriction of some new substances in packaging in order to allow this point. It is restriction of MOAH, that's substances, and MOSH. Those substances are restricted because they prevent recycling of packaging. As a capacity to be recycled materials produced by recycling process implementing to represent more than 50% by mass of the waste collected. The capacity to be recycled on industrial scale and in practice in their guarantee that the quality of the recycled materials obtained is sufficient to guarantee the sustainability of the outlet. If you can write mostly recyclable product or mostly recyclable packaging if you achieve the previous five criteria, and you have 95% by mass of waste collected. Oh, sorry, let me explain this point more. So we have here two cases. We need to separate between them. So that's the first one. So if you achieve the last 5 points, you can write mostly recyclable. But if you can reach more than 95% by mass of the waste be recycled, then you can write fully recyclable product. There is a harmonized standard speaking about how to do such calculations. We will also explain that in another session, next webinar, because that's a big topic on its own. So for AGEC law, we will provide you in next weeks or months another at least 3 webinars, one to explain repairability index and durability index and how to calculate recyclable content. Number 7, presence of precious metals. We have, by the way, we are expecting a European act or regulation for that will be called Critical Raw Materials Act. It will cover the precious metals like gold, silver, platinum, palladium, to provide such information, and also rare earth elements. But both of them will be covered by expected European Union Act. But France took the first maybe 1 year before the European Union, and or more, and you need to provide such information. Hazardous materials, those are substances of very high concern. Plus, so we have here take care of plus. There are some substances which have been added only to the AGEC law. You can provide the information either via product sheet or by using a software called Scan for Chem. That's a software developed application by European group. It is backed by a centralized European database under Life Ask Reach program. So you can provide information to that. But if you do that, you need to provide a link in the product sheet to the software. That's information about Ask Reach project, and so that's the software that will allow you as a user, in user, to ask for information about substances of very high concern, and you send the inquiry to the manufacturer or seller to, and he should respond within 45 days according to the law. If you try to download it, and I can find it has so far it has been downloaded more than 50,000 in Google Play, and it's getting 3.3 evaluation. Could be I don't know reason. Could be manufacturers are not happy because it makes more pressure on them. Number 10, you need to provide information about traceability for textile products, and information related to traceability, geographic indication of the country where each of the following operation is carried out, and that's about weaving, dyeing and printing, making, for shoes, operations are for stitching, assembly, the finish. Number 11, presence of plastic microfibers. This information is made available when the proportion of synthetic fibers is greater than 50%. So you need to provide such information. It is expressed in the form of statement releases plastic microfibers into the environment during washing. This rule is not for everything, just for some things, some products. However, in this table, you will have a very good idea. Have here on y-axis and x-axis the require different requirements here, and you see here different products, so you can know which products when you have to for which category you need to consider which requirements. For which category of products you need to consider which requirements. So you can, that's a kind of a table to summarize everything to you. Some important notes at the end. Couldn't find a special category to write them, so I put them as special notes. You need to provide all mandatory information. However, we have some laws for some of them, so you need to follow the existing laws, like repairability index or durability, use of renewable resources. You can add extra information as long as they are in compliance with the law. There is no legal requirements to display this information in advertisements, but you can choose that. But any voluntary information should be in compliance with the law again. You cannot indicate here unavailable. That something is not allowed, unfortunately. You need to provide information about bonuses and maluses 3 months after, and 3 months from date of approval of the rule, and so I have to do that. By the way, bonuses are discounts or lower fees awarded to producers who design or manufacture products that are environmental friendly. Maluses, on the other hand, we are speaking about penalties or higher fees imposed on products that are considered environmental unfriendly. If you have products in stock, that was something in the past. When we started the first segment of the law, manufacturers had 3 months for those products in stock. Non-compliance, so will be fines, will be that brand damaging. For extreme cases, could be even go to jail, but just in a simple way, regular person like me and you could be fined up to 3,000 euro for a compliance case, and the company will be up to 15,000. And that started already since January 1st of 2023. At the end, how can we help you as a company, as a compliant market? We offer digital product passport services. Although this QR code in principle and in concept is not similar to the coming digital product passport from the EU, however, similar technology we offer. So if you are a small company with a small business, just we can provide you with a QR code and make the product sheet available in our servers. So we make it very quick for you. If you are a big business, then probably you may need to build your internet system, and that's something we can make for you as well. If you want to use our servers, you are very happy, but usually big business, they like to have their own systems, so we can build that for you. And for inquiries, please write us at complymarket@complymarket.com. We are happy to answer your questions, and thank you. See you next webinar. For questions, please send me an email. That's my email. Thank you so much. Bye bye.